What's up, guys? Trade recap number 3, and this is my Valentine's Day trades. As you can see by the mood lighting, guys, we in sexy mode. So, let's lock in. Let's get it. Trade recap number 3, and my trades were not sexy. They were actually really bad trades. So I just want to show you what I did, the mistakes I made, and how we can learn from them. Because again, I'm just here to be transparent and kind of show people that obviously trading is not a scam. People who call it a scam don't have the discipline to stick with it and learn from their mistakes. Like I could call the gym a scam if I just gave up on my workout routines and ate like a pig. Okay, I'm sorry. Um, Hate me for saying it. I don't care. I honestly don't care. I've been funded before. I've seen and talked to and networked and been in discords with traders who are very profitable and do this for a living. I know it's possible, but you have to have the right mindset. And these people are very smart when it comes to macro, when it comes to repetitions, when it comes to models and strategies. So being around those people and in that environment, even if it's over a Discord and hearing their perspective on different trades and different stocks and different setups and different models, and it's like there's a whole world out there that people don't know about and refuse to acknowledge exists because they have a limiting mindset on what they think is possible to achieve or achievable, period. You can be a trader, but you have to want it bad enough and you have to want to put in the time at 1 a.m. in the morning Houston time, because this is New York time down here. It's 1 a.m. Houston. Got off of work 2 hours ago at 11. And so you have to want this. You have to want it. You drive yourself crazy, be delusional. You gotta want it. And the only people that ever make this are the ones who want it. So I want it. Do you want it? I hope you do. So join me. Um, let's go top down daily. Um, so on the daily, what did we even do today? We chopped. We took previous day highs, but we didn't continue bullish, and we didn't sell off. Even though we closed below. And honestly, with this close, I would expect the next day, this upcoming Monday, I would expect some bearish price action. Whether now we would actually have a bullish fair value gap on the daily, so I'd expect selling to test that bullish fair value gap on the daily. But again, that's not what this is about. Let's go to the 4 hour chart. What are we doing here? The only thing I want you to take away from this is, again, we have actually there's nothing on the 4 hour for us. 4 hours basically showing us that we have displacement and that it's being supported. The price right now is being supported by that displacement. For value gap here, for value gap here. And then there's also order block here on the 4 hour. Really, most of the actions on the 1 hour, and 1 hour is going to be one of the more relevant longer term time frames during the trading day today. We have a bullish for value gap and we have a bearish order block. So think of this as your range for the day. This is your range for the day. Order block right here, fair value gap here, chop in between. That's all we saw today. 15-minute. Remember, this is a bearish order block, and the reason it was bearish is because we took these highs and we sold lower. That's not a bullish thing, that's a bearish thing. So what else do we have? A 15-minute bearish fair value gap. And we know it's bearish because, once again, you see this candle right here, price taps into it and moves lower. Bearish. And we move into internal range liquidity in the form of a bullish 1 hour fair value gap, yada yada. If you are a trader or you study ICT, SMC concepts, you know what I'm talking about here. This is also in retrospect, looking back on this is a market maker sell and a market maker buy model. You would have gotten your optimal entry at pre-market 7 a.m. End of New York session was what, like 5 a.m. So after New York lows get taken, or not New York, I'm saying New York, London lows get taken, London session. After London lows get taken into this bullish PD array, you move higher. This is, if you're going to trade the market maker buy side of the curve, you want to get an entry sometime between like 6:30 and 7 a.m. or maybe 6:30 and 7:30. Anywhere after that is just becoming a lower probability trade as you move up into these bearish confluences such as the order block and fair value gap. Again, I realized this later on. let's look at what I did. So original thesis is correct. There was a bearish order block and there was a bearish fair value gap. I wanted shorts, but my mistake was, and this is the theme of the video, is trying to trade methods that I hadn't back tested before. We want to trade things that we know work, that we have data on, that we have an edge on, because otherwise trading is no more than a gamble if you treat it like a gamble. If you have the opportunity to make money or lose money and you go into it like a coin, you might as well flip a coin. If you don't know what you're doing, you might as well flip a coin. I flipped a coin and said 50-50 heads or tails. Like, I chose heads and it lands on tails and I get screwed. 50-50 chance. I don't know. And what happened is it didn't play out in my favor, therefore I got screwed because I didn't have any data to support my entry. I didn't have any back testing, I didn't have any practice, I didn't have any reps. This was a bad entry and I'll show you why. So change in state of delivery is what happens when you have a series of up close candles and you take the bottom body of the initial move and you get a close below. We close below it on this candle and I say, oh, we're going to continue lower. Failing to recognize that first of all, we have support in the form of a bullish fair value gap. We're still on the buy side of the market maker buy model. So sell, buy. I didn't realize this at the time. And so shorts were correct in the bigger time. Like if you zoom out, the bigger picture is shorts today. That held and played out beautifully. But this entry was not my typical market structure shift with displacement. Do we get a shift in market structure? Yes. Do we displace? No. Therefore higher. Also supported by this. Higher. Buy side of the curve. Higher. Mistake, mistake, mistake. Minus $300. I deserved it. I was being dumb. So anyhow, first mistake of the day. Second mistake was trying to take longs after we'd already pushed into our bearish 1 hour order block. We are so deep into this order block, we better pray that it breaks. It doesn't. And anytime you have to say a prayer when you're trading, it is not a trade you should take. I didn't actually say a prayer, but I'm just saying, like, you don't want to be hanging on by a thread on your analysis. And so I had already lost money, so I want a tight stop. And I was like, second mistake was thinking, oh, the reason I got stopped out is because my stop loss was too tight. No, the reason you got stopped out is because it was a dumb idea. It's a dumb trade. But I didn't take into context my hourly. Again, if we remember, and I just want to make this very clear for people, my hourly, when you have these up, and so order block, to give a full explanation, is when you have those up close candles that take liquidity and then push price down, and vice versa. It could be down close, take liquidity and move the price higher for the bullish case. So this is bearish because we moved down off of these up close candles significantly. That is a bearish order block. We moved into it and we sold. I would have wanted to enter. Oh, my bad, guys. I would have wanted to enter somewhere up in here for my sells. I would have wanted to enter up in here or up in here. I would not want to enter sells where I ended up entering sells, and I'll get to that. So I took longs. Longs were a bad idea. 2 L's. Minus 300, minus 400, minus 700. I should have stopped it for this loss. I should have stopped. Because I wanted to trade new concepts such as a change in state of delivery, closing under this body low, and because I wanted to try a new concept such as the sell side and buy side of a curve that I hadn't ever traded before, even though in retrospect entering the pivot of the curve is going to be the most profitable. I didn't do that because I got ahead of myself and said, hey, let's try something that hasn't been backed by data, hasn't been tested, I haven't had any reps doing it. Let me just test that on my live account, the account that I'm treating as a live account. Horrible idea. And if you do that, you deserve to lose money. Is exactly what I did today until I stuck with my original thesis, and even my entry on the original thesis was poor. Let's just break it down. So anyhow, LLL, a lot of L's, whole lot of L's. And I'm like, you know what? I don't care, man. I just want to be break even on the day because I was stupid. Let me hit the big one. Well, guys, don't ever go into trading with that mentality. So don't be a doofus like me and make dumb decisions off the rip. I think you can summarize everything I did today. Once again, it's just like, if I said I'm gonna treat this as a real account, I treat it as a real account, which means I don't trade concepts that I don't have practice in, which is sell side, buy side of curves. I don't have practice in change of state of delivery, so I shouldn't trade those models. I did anyhow. So 1 minute. I take shorts. Why? Why did I go short? Bearish fair value gap. Doesn't even hold. Why is your stop all the way up there? You might ask. Why is your stop loss so high, Andrew? You want to know why? It's a 15-minute bearish fair value gap. So I'm like, 15-minute thesis. Stop is going to go over these swing point highs. And I won't get stopped out. I'm tired of getting stopped out, so I'm going to put my stop loss all the way up there. So I didn't get stopped. Again, it doesn't even make sense because my entry is on a 1 minute, so my stop should really be a 1 minute stop. Again, horrible trade to be honest. But I knew that the next target would be internal range liquidity. And what do we have for internal range liquidity? We have this hourly bullish fair value gap. So I want to see this get tapped into again. And see my blue arrow, it's where I exit, we get tapped into it again. So I made $1,400. Wow, that's a lot of money. Okay, doesn't matter. I lost $1,400. I made no progress today. Today I could burn, but I also promised to keep this as like a transparent journey. And so transparency is me saying, hey, I made a bunch of mistakes. I took poor entries, and the only reason I felt the need to keep trading is because I want to make back money I lost because I was an idiot. And let's keep it a stack here. I was dumb. I was a dumb decision. When I say I'm going to treat something like a real account and then I proceed to not do that, that is me totally betraying and straying from what I initially set out to do. Any consequence that comes from that is deserved. And so me taking 3 L's was deserved. In fact, I didn't deserve to win this. But we can burn the day now. Today didn't exist except for a lesson. And that lesson I want to be for all of y'all is to not trade things that you haven't tested. Before today, I had not tested this model on the market maker sell and the market maker buy side, so I entered buys too late. I would have wanted to enter down here, but I wouldn't have even taken this because this is pre-market. So I got ahead of myself. I got ahead of myself on the change of state of delivery trade. Don't do that. Don't get ahead of yourself. Trade things you know. So what I should have done today, and what could have been my only trade for today. Imagine this. All I need to do today. This is going to be crazy, guys. The only trade I ever needed to take today. That, it's crazy. I saw people in the Discord take. I think it was this exact trade. All I needed to do today, guys, crazy concept. Bearish. Target. The only thing I need to do, what is up, sorry guys, it's like 1 in the morning. The only thing I needed to do, guys, was recognize that we pushed into all this bearish confluences, all these bearish PD rays. All I needed to do was recognize that, and then take 1 short. And Andrew, what would that short have been? I can tell you, there's one right here. So actually, I haven't found it yet, but I'm going to find it right now. Because I know it exists, because I saw people take it. Inverse fair value gap could be one of them. And what you could do is you see this get inversed, and you see displacement get ran through. So this is a displacement. And then you could, I don't know if it'll lock on. Let's go like this. Stop above the high. And then you're going to target internal range liquidity, which would be this. And of course, and I say this, of course you're going to be scaling. This is the only trade you needed today. And then as that gets inversed and you close below it, you have a limit order here. You get tapped in, filled on this, and then you scale out at this level. You scale out some more at maybe this swing point. You scale out some more at maybe after those 2 scales. That's a little close. I would probably take maybe this, and then you take your final contract here. And then after TP1 gets hit, you go break even. So boom, you take off. Actually, I wouldn't even take off a contract here because I know we want lower. So what would I do? This gets hit, I go break even. Cool, I'm break even, no risk. This gets hit, I take off one contract. I'm still break even. I'm not going to lose any money. Boom, second contract. And now I might trail my stop to this swing point. And then, boom, target's hit. You're completely out. One trade, you're done. You made a crap ton of money, and you stuck to your rules. That's all you need to do today. That's all I need to do. So that was the trade. This is the trade you wanted today versus the trades I took. And if I took this trade risking $500, I would have made over 2,000. What would that be? A little over 2,250 bucks, maybe 2,300, $2,400 today. But that didn't happen. So we live and we learn, guys. I hope you I'm tired, so I'm like zoning out. I hope you guys enjoyed. Have a great night. Have a great day whenever you're seeing this. Love y'all. Peace.